This is take 4. Between my dog and my bad filming, I had gone through this a couple of times, so hopefully this time it works out well. This week we're going to be talking about stoichiometry. Stoichiometry is simply the ratios of science, and you guys have worked with ratios your whole life. You've looked at stuff like, hi, how many gallons of gas will it take to get to Chicago? Now that's a story problem, but it's still a ratio. When I say I'm getting 21 miles per gallon in my car, I'm saying that for each gallon, I'm getting 21 miles. That's a ratio. Now we're going to do a lot of work this week, and you're going to see formulas that say, well, this is equal to this. And so we can substitute the this in for the other one. You're going to see that over and over again. And as you do your work and you do your watch the videos and have them do the work, you're going to see this, but I need you to think about it consciously. It's okay to replace 21 equals 1 gallon of gas, because 21 miles can be gotten from 1 gallon, or 1 gallon can give me 21 miles in my car. They're the same thing. That's what we're doing with stoichiometry. We're just finding a way to convert stuff. Now, what are we converting it into? Well, we're converting how many atoms of something will I have to do whatever it is I have to do, to make up whatever I have to make. Now, there's some words you have to know, like a mole. I've got a song that I mentioned earlier that you guys are going to be seeing, watching, in which you're going to be noticing that it's 6 times 10 to the 23rd. 1 mole equals 6 times 10 to the 23rd. That's a ratio. One of these, mole, gives me 6 times 10 to the 23rd. Okay. What does that mean though? Well, if I was talking about, like the song says, marshmallows, and I was covering the whole planet with a mole of marshmallows, it would be like this huge giant thing. Nobody wants to try and say Avogadro's number, or they don't want to try and figure out how many. They just say a mole. It makes life easier, and that's what we want to do here for you in chemistry. Now, ratios and the work you're going to do is a culmination of what you've been doing all semester. All of those reaction problems we did a few weeks ago, we're going to be doing more problems just like them, except for we're going to be substituting in other things. But the work itself is going to be very similar. Now, I want to show you something, which means I have to take a walk, and quite honestly, I'll probably jig you around. I apologize for that. So let's take a walk. Up out of my easy chair, over to my kitchen, and here on my dining room table, you should be able to see, whoops, let me see if I can focus you in there, right? A triple beam balance. Now, as you're looking at this triple beam balance, you notice that I have it zeroed out, which means that if I put any weight on it, I can figure out how much it weighs. And what have I weighed for you here? Well, I have almond. Now you'll notice there's just one, so it's not almonds, it's just an almond. Now, that one almond weighs 1.1 grams. Beside it, I have 2 peanuts. Each individual peanut weighs 0.9 grams. And besides that, I have Hershey's Kisses. Now, those mini Hershey Kisses weigh 0.3 grams each. The coconut, yeah, that's coconut. I know it's really hard to tell what that is, weighs 0.13 grams each. And then lastly, I have marshmallows. Now, as you're looking at those marshmallows, you'll notice I haven't put a weight on the card because when you look at them, they're all different sizes and shapes. So if they're all different sizes and shapes, how can I possibly figure out exactly how much these things weigh? Oh, I'm sorry about that light. Now, the way I can do that is by finding a mole of them. I will take the weight of a whole group of them, divide it by whatever number I'm using. So let's say I had 10 marshmallows I weighed on there. I'd say the average weight of 10 marshmallows is whatever the weight is divided by 10. Well, when we use Avogadro's number, which is a huge giant number, which you're going to learn about later on, Or you use a mole, which is the same thing. Avogadro's number is equal to a mole. A mole is equal to 6 times 10 to the 23rd. When you look at that, you're going to say, wow, that's a lot of something. Who cares? How many do I have? 1 mole of it. Oh, how far was it to Chicago? Who cares? It's going to take me 13 gallons of gas. If my car's got 13 gallons of gas, I'll get to Chicago. We can't overthink this stuff. We can't make it too hard on ourselves. So, while we're looking at this, what I really want you guys to do is to focus on following the procedures, step by step. You're gonna say, do this first. Now, the first thing we have to find in every math problem is called the given. What do I mean the given? Whatever they give you in the problem. Every single story problem gives you something. Hi, I'm going to Chicago by car. Well, do I know something already? Yeah, I have to know how many gallons of gas because do I know that cars take gas? Well, I know unless it's electric. Don't mess this up. Now, the given will always, always, always be the first thing in your equation. So whatever they give you, write that down first. And then we're just going to work from that to the very end. Now, none of the videos that you're going to watch are going to say that to you. That's just me. But as you know, I like to make your life as easy as possible. So you might end up with, hey, I've got 1 almond. Now, how do I know there's only 1 almond? Well, because there's nothing there. So there's got to be 1, right? And I have 2 peanuts. And I have, wait, this looks just like one of our chemistry problems, doesn't it? I've got the abbreviation symbol. I've got how many moles I have of the thing. And at the end, I'm going to have a reaction that's going to give me something. Now, this week, your something's going to be trail mix. But the problems are going to look just like this, and we're going to cancel out what we can cancel out so that we end up with an answer at the end, just like what you've been doing. Okay, I know that this is going to be a pain this week because you've got a lot of work to do. And I know that a lot of you don't like the math. But it's really, really important that you get this stuff. It really is. Because almost every job that you're going to be getting, a lot of you are never going to work in chemistry, but you are going to work with ratios. Very first job I got out of college, I was counting 8 bolts and 1 dowel, and they went into a bag, and we had to count them by hand. And one of the processes I figured out was how to do this on a machine. And once we bought the machine, and the machine counted out 8 and 1, that ratio, suddenly I was able to take all the people who worked in that department and put them on some other work. The company became far more profitable, which, by the way, got me a huge raise. Yay for raises. This is the sort of stuff that we want you to be able to do. Real life stuff. Okay, enough of me. I hope that you guys have a great week. Please focus on this. I have included worksheets. I have included extra videos besides the one that you're required to watch. Please make sure you take notes and keep track of this because you are going to be using this material next week and the other 3 weeks. Well, 2 other weeks. Take care, have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.